Hey guys, welcome to Nerds and Nuance. I'm Ian, and we're here for more Superman and Lois. And this is the last episode before the penultimate. So and I didn't even know that until last week. I think I didn't realize. I thought we were going for 15 episodes like last time, like the past couple seasons. But no, we're going for 13. So that's both. Not just both. That's kind of worrisome for like it continuing because again we haven't really. It's like kind of in the air. It's kind of like they're more leaning to pause, probably not getting another season, which sucks because this is like one of the best CWs or one of the best superhero shows. Maybe I don't know. It's really good. But yeah, sorry. Anyway, last episode. Well, Pia broke out. She's so far cured. We'll see what else comes. You know, if there's going to be some downfall for that, or some downside, there probably will be. Kyle has found out that Clark is Superman. If not found out that he's Superman, he's elite. Which I feel like he'd have to put that together. But if at the very least he knows he's powered, or he has superpowers. That was cool. That was really fun. I still wish that they had just told him because it would have made everything a lot easier. And there's a chance that Clark could have gotten to the DOD on time. I don't know how, like, to when he had heard the sound, the alarm and everything, as where she was at the time. Because I'm pretty sure she was like manipulating with that. I know she was like putting sounds everywhere else, to distract him, from like the sounds of the DOD. To like cloud it out and everything. I don't want to like downplay it too much. It's like the minor thing, but it's of everything. It is the minor thing. It's just family stuff of Clark grounding Jordan and getting upset and everything. But he didn't really necessarily need this. Also, he didn't really deserve to be grounded. But also, he should have. He really could have just saved Sarah and Junior and just vamoosed out of there. But no. And that's led to that is what led to Kyle basically, going towards the Kent. So, if anything, it's Jordan's fault that Kyle knows Clark's Superman, which he should have been in on in the first place. Oh, there, she's just going everywhere.
Whatever cure she got from Mannheim must have kicked her powers up tenfold.
I wonder if she's doing it on purpose.
I can't tell where she and Bruno are hiding.
Oh, probably.
We don't figure it out soon. I'm worried someone's going to get hurt. We need to stop her.
Oh. And she knows some left too.
So, all I ask is that you keep everything I just told you a secret.
Oh, yeah, of course. Anything you say, Superman.
Let's just stick with Ken.
Got it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? I'm so glad that you finally know we can put all this behind us.
Yeah, except I already did know, right? And when I went to talk to you about it, you acted like I was
that's
crazy.
Babe,
You made me feel stupid.
I didn't have a choice.
Smells great. What's on the menu?
You know, a little,
Bazumbas.
Lois has a great sense of humor.
She does.
I smell bazoombas.
Yeah, you do.
So is the food good though? She says nobody goes there for the food. Oh man. Why did this gotta happen now?
You're only sorry because I saved your life. And that's why you feel bad about what you said to me.
No, it was a stupid fight, and we both said things that we didn't mean.
I meant everything I said.
Oh, come on, Jordan, that's... I thought we were friends.
So did I.
They're actually not half bad.
See, it's what they're known for, the wings. The wings.
I feel like Luz should be here, but it's fine, She's probably too far. Clark could get her, but she doesn't know he's Superman. I feel like she should know now. Anyway.
Fun?
You're enjoying this part way too much.
ain't cute.
What's the deal with aspiration?
Lois hasn't eaten since last night, so it's highly unlikely that
Her
she...
entire diagnosis was unlikely. So what will you do if my daughter starts choking during surgery?
Dad, there are risks with any surgery, but the greater risk would be not...
Oh no, he hasn't had a panic attack in a long time.
I can't do this.
Hey, man. Are you good?
I can barely breathe.
Okay. That's just a panic attack.
No, this is weird.
Okay. Come on. Deep breaths, just like we used to. You breathe in, and hold, and out.
It's not working.
Okay, try again. Hey, you okay?
I can't close my eyes.
Dude, they're closed.
Your X-ray vision's coming in.
Oh!
Jordan, time to calm down. Time to calm down, okay? For Mom. Okay. We're going to do this at the same time. I want you to breathe in. And hold. And out. Right. Again. And hold.
Which one of us is in high school again?
You.
Get used to it. There'll be more of that where we're going.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh no.
Everything okay?
Oh
Day's
no.
off to a great start.
I said no complications!
Clark, you wanted a perfect day for my surgery? Well, good or bad, this is what we have. Can you make it work?
Of course I can.
Then let's get this over with, please.
I'm not nervous.
Dad, you have to hurry.
Don't give her another dose.
It will. I can fix this.
Get me another bottle.
Oh, Jesus!
I'm getting her help. Dad, I'm getting her help.
Pia.
Bruno, you can't save me.
Pia, no. No. Wait.
It's my mom. Something's wrong with her, and
Was it from the cure you gave her?
look, I didn't know. Okay, my dad told me it would work, and it didn't, and now he won't even listen to me.
Calm down. I'm here now. We'll figure it out.
Get away from my son.
I lost your abuelito when I was young, and I couldn't keep up with school. About the only time I felt like I wasn't a screw-up is when I was drinking, ironically. And then I made the worst decision of all. And it cost me dearly. Truth be told, sometimes I still feel like I'm falling. But I look at the ground beneath my feet, and I know why I'm here on this earth. You know, to help my town, to be your dad. And that gets me through. Every single time. Well, look, for starters, you can just put down whatever it is you don't need, you know, your guilt, your fears. Replace all that with something that gives you purpose. You know, something gives you a sense of responsibility. Something like,
Seriously?
baby steps.
Mom.
It's a long journey, mijita. But you gotta start somewhere.
Oh, God. I was waiting for this. I just...
What are you gonna do?
kill me, do it. I know how this feels. You don't have much time, so stop wasting it fighting me. And let us help you. Small. Come on. We gotta get to the roof.
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh.
Can't stop now.
Come on,
Do
Clark,
everything you
get it.
can to keep the patient stable.
Somebody get me a damn reading. Where the hell is she?
Got her.
Oh, that's so cool every time. Got it. Woo. Just gotta fly her out somewhere, Clark. At least further away, where there's nobody around.
Stay away from me!
We have to get to her. We gotta do something. Dad! Dad! Fly me. Fly me there.
You can't be near her right now. You'll die. I'm sorry.
Dad. Dad. It's okay. It's okay. Can Superman do anything? I don't know.
Keep her steady.
It's okay, Pia! It's okay! They wouldn't want you to suffer! It's okay to let go!
She wanted me to tell you. She'll love you both. Forever and always.
We have 2 more episodes. What are we supposed to do?
The deep sea, the suitcase.
Dr. Lincoln said there were major tremors during surgery. Is everything okay?
You were right about Pia. The cure didn't work. In the end, I was the only one who could get to her. So I told her it was okay to let go. Try to make those last moments as easy for her as possible.
I'm glad she had you there.
So look, I've been working on being a better man, you know, and I think I'm making a lot of progress. I do. But sometimes I'm still a jackass. And you're right. Overreacted.
You might be a jackass. But you're not an idiot. I how about you get over here and make it up to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Windows, close the blind. All right, well, separate room, I'm assuming.
I think it's time.
I'll tell you everything. In exchange for Mateo's charges being dropped.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm taking responsibility for my actions. So you can live the life you deserve. Promise me my son will be looked after.
You have my word.
And I know exactly what kind of man you are.
What?
You amaze me.
I was unconscious. You were the one out saving Metropolis.
Seeing Pia at the end, knowing that's what you've been fighting this whole time, just really hit home.
I couldn't have gone through this surgery without you.
You do make a pretty good team.
Ow.
You okay?
Just gonna be in pain for a while.
Well, until you're better, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure I take the best care of you.
Bizarro. Oh no. Yep. Well. I didn't catch it until the very end. I was like, this sounds really different. Boy. Definitely was, been wondering about that for a while. I figured considering the fact that, they've been working on him and they're using, Bruno had been doing all these things to bring him back, or to bring people back from the dead. Well, he wasn't doing it to them. You know what I mean? Like, whatever he's injecting with, like when he was injecting with Henry and everything, he would bring him back. The other guy wasn't dead when he injected him, I'm assuming. But he brought him back a couple times, right? Was it a couple times or just once? I know he had died. He was dying, then died, or was killed by Pia. And then, yeah, he was brought back once, I believe, right? Anyway, so assumedly that would work on Bizarro Superman. Definitely seemed not too keen on his situation. Like, because every time someone's being brought back, I mean, they're a little bit more, aggroed. So, and the Bizarro Superman was already pretty, had a pretty high, boiling temperament to begin with. So, yeah, I don't know. So it's gonna be, so these last two episodes are supposed to be about him then? About the Bizarro, which is, it's interesting that they're gonna do that. Like, I'm wondering, like, what the whole complication is going to be. It can't just be, like, it's going to be, like, a Bizarro terrorizing Metropolis or Smallville or whatever. I don't think it would just be that. But it might lead to something else. Maybe Bizarro's going to go break... No, that wouldn't make sense. I was going to say he might break Lex Luthor out. Because there had been, like, teasing that for a minute. But, like, I think they're supposed to be teasing... Now that Bruno's telling him everything, he's going to get out anyway. So that's something. Bruno's going to be telling him everything. Telling the DOD everything. Which it would, I'm assuming, include, revealing that... revealing that it wasn't Lex Luthor that killed all those people, that it was Pia. He did all of it, and he's confessing it all so that Mateo's charges can be dropped. Which I feel like is a fair deal. Considering, one, Mateo is a minor, and... the only thing he really did, like, he didn't break his mom out technically. It's kind of like giving her the tools to break out, but his intention was to cure her, but he also was like, hey, meet us here. So he's like, he knew she'd break out. So it's like, it's a bit murky. But I feel like with all the information that he would be giving, it would be I feel like a you know, fair deal. I mean, I kind of figured Mete would be like things would go maybe not completely. I don't know if they would if I was thinking that they would be completely he would be completely cleared. But like I mean, he hadn't really done anything. I guess I don't know. He let loose Pia, who is a suspected killer, and well, not even suspected, like a killer. Like they know at the very least they know that she'd killed, George, the previous Dean George. What's his name? George Dean. Is that his name? They know she killed him. They know that she attacked Lana and John, and with whether it was the intention to kill or not, she could have, and she had killed somebody else already. So there's that, and then there's the following, damage and chaos, I guess chaos. I was trying to say, well, fear, yes, but the resulting chaos that she caused. So, in essence, was his fault that was happening. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's, limited. And, I'm just glad that that they're gonna clear him, and because again, he's a good kid. I mean, look, I've said it before. Who, if they had the chance to save, a loved one, wouldn't? When you're not like directly gonna be hurting someone, like you mean like I don't think he was like thinking that she's gonna hurt somebody once I do this. His thoughts was like, okay, I'm going to save my mom. She's dying. I'm gonna stop that. There's no way I'm not gonna stop that. So I cannot blame the kid at all. And I don't hate like. Because Bruno's done some bad stuff, but like, man, they really made me feel bad for him in the episode. Like they show him like really getting emotional and like caring for Pia. Like he obviously cared for both his wife and his son. So because I mean, showing that he was willing to cooperate and to tell everything, even putting himself away. He will be putting himself away so that Mateo can be free and live a normal life. So he obviously cares and loves for his family, and it was really just heartbreaking. Like that face, oh my god. Whenever he was just like overwhelmed and just like defeated, broken, where he was like about to like it almost looked like he was about to collapse. Like he just didn't he couldn't he couldn't do anything, and there was like he was just like overcome with just hopelessness. And yeah, the face, like I've seen, like, oh boy, this is not like I've seen us like the like similar vibe. I felt that from many different occasions, and it's not, it never gets easy seeing that. And oh man, and then the freaking like after when she was gone, when she died. I felt terrible for Mateo and Bruno. Like Mateo, he didn't like until recently didn't know of the stuff they did. He just knew them as his parents, like the people that he loved and cared and known as far as he knew everything about, or at least a lot about. Like they were just a sweet family. You can see from the interactions we had seen, like both prior to finding out the reveal of what they actually did, even though he never got the full detail, to even like after they had broken Pia out, he was kind of messing around, when they were kissing, and he was like, who here is in high school? Like like the little banter between them was sweet and heartbreaking because I knew it wasn't gonna last. And then we like, especially when we saw the glimpse of like when she was like coughing and then like turn around and cough, and there was like that little small sonic boom, basically. I don't know if she didn't notice that or she was just like concealing it. And she's like, it's not, it'll pass. This is, nothing else is really happening. So, I'm just gonna wait till this passes. I'll be fine. But I am glad it seemed like John, like whenever he came in after Nat was met with Mateo and Bruno barged in, then John, both fathers just kind of barging in. Bruno a little bit more violent, not Bruno, sorry, John a little more violently, but granted there was like a gun pointing at his daughter, so I mean, can't blame him. Especially like he's also like kind of hunting him. It's like he's putting my family in danger, and he nearly killed my sister, so even though it's not technically his sister, but it's his sister. So the fact that he didn't immediately kill him, took a lot. And then Mateo comes in. I feel like obviously Jonathan was probably also thinking like, he hesitated too. So like he didn't immediately go for it. Like it was both like restrained and just like it's not something he does. So, and there was also what Nat would think of him. There was probably a bunch of things that that basically stopped him from just instantly killing Mannheim, Bruno. And then Mateo comes in like, hey, Mr. Irons, please, my mom, she needs help, and she's, doing all this. So that kind of snapped him out of it, seeing kind of the emotional state. And also, they needed to get to Pia. They needed to stop her. So it was like, hey, where is she? Yeah, unfortunately, they couldn't really help. But it did seem like John had softened at that point, just like he understood. I feel like he didn't. It's not like he. I don't feel like he didn't. Sorry. I don't feel like it wasn't that he didn't understand Mateo's, situation and everything and why he did what he did. It was just, there was the other aspect of just like, Bruno's putting my family in danger as his Pia. He's connected and he's, was an instrument in putting my family in further danger. So it was just like a lot of things going on. But he, like, in that moment of like both seeing the like panic and the despair, and then even like whenever realizing that Pia was probably not going to make it, see the kind of like intense anger and hatred kind of go away from John. And aside a completely different topic, I didn't even think about it, but Jordan's X-ray visions came in. Like I didn't think about him not having it. Like I was like, oh right, yeah, he doesn't really have all the powers. Really, he has super speed. He has most of them. I feel like, but he has super speed, flight, super strength. Can he see far away? Have we been? He has super hearing. My eye. He has cold breath. He's highly durable. I'm trying to think if we've seen him, like, if I'm wondering. I don't think X-ray vision and like, I don't know what to call it, like the I guess whatever supervision, or telescopic vision or microscopic vision, whatever he calls it in here. I don't think we've seen like that it's the same thing. I think they do use like a different lens or whatever. Like the eye does something different. So I mean, obviously X-ray and telescope is different, but you know what I mean. Like I don't think because he has X-ray vision that he's gonna be able to see far away. It sounds like duh, but I don't know how these powers work. But yeah, I guess I never really thought about him not having, because he had seemed to have all of them. I never really thought, I was like, oh, he obviously, has X-ray vision. I just kind of assumed, I guess, but we've never seen him use it, so this is the first time it has happened. And one, interesting and kind of cool that he has it now. And two, it was a really sweet moment between him and John, whenever, like, because, Jordan had panic attacks before his powers surfaced, and Jonathan would be the one there with him, along with his parents, obviously. But like, I feel like Clark maybe wasn't really there enough to be able to help with that, and like also that kind of led to like him not knowing what to do, not knowing how to help, and is kind of like also overwhelmed, and not well, maybe a little bit overwhelmed, like thinking about like having to look after make sure Lois is okay with the stuff with Pia going on, because of the shaking. There was the shaking that kind of lent to his was shaking going on at that time, or was just the stuff that Sam was kind of like going over. Because he's gonna go crazy. He's gonna be paranoid and worry about the little things because he's the dad. He's her father. He's just gonna be really, make sure that this goes, without a hitch, which he didn't, but it went okay, so that's fine. But anyway, going back, Clark, he had never. I don't think he'd really been there, or at least he wouldn't be there that often, or be the one to help. It was always Lois and I think Jonathan that would help Jordan get through these panic attacks. And with the added weight of like the overwhelming sensation of the X-ray vision, like panic attack, things that your senses kind of, I don't want to, I don't think I've ever had a panic attack. So but I would I think I'll probably obviously go. It might be different for other people, but maybe not your senses, but I think you might be more either some senses might shut down while other senses are a little bit more sensitive. I could be wrong. If anybody that's had a panic attack, let me know what exactly you would be going through, or if you obviously if you're comfortable with that. But then there's the X-ray vision, was another layer on that. It's you can't control, you can't shut things out sometimes people would. I know some people when they have panic attack, they try to just completely shut things out and try to be alone. But with the fact that he has one super hearing, which he can control, but when a panic attack, I don't know if he could, or how difficult that would be. But there's there's the X-ray vision. He can't he can't visibly shut the world out now. He's seeing through his own eyelids, so it's that sucks. That's scary. And then all of a sudden seeing through so much different things and everything, just whenever we remember when his super hearing first came in and how overwhelming that was in the beginning. Clark saw how Jonathan was helping Jordan. It was both the realization of just him being proud. I feel of seeing Jonathan step up and being able to help his brother, and also seeing that the gap of them needing him. I think he's also feeling that as well, as he's growing, and just that dawning on him further, just because as we had touched on that last episode, is they're growing up, and they're starting to be able to do things without me, and it's just I know it's not always it's usually not an easy thing for parents, so it was both kind of it was sweet, but also it was I don't know, I'm not entirely sure of how Clark was feeling. I feel he was proud of what was going on, but also just wow, this is happening. But I just love that what they're doing with Jonathan, him being a support for a lot of people. He helped Sophie. Dang. I knew it had an S and then E in it, the sound E. Anyway, when he talked with Sophie, and then he talked with Nat, and then now I'm talking with Jordan. She might have talked with other people too. I don't remember, but showing more he might have superpowers, but still a good-hearted kid, wants to help. And so and this is one, he's again with the whole going on to the firefighter thing, training with that, and then just being able to help others get through certain things. So it's really cool that they're showing that, showing how he's growing. Ugh, man. Part where Clark tells Pia that she can let go. You're it's okay. They wouldn't want you to suffer. You can let go. She was. Oh man, that's just just so much of this just not. It just didn't feel good. Having to dealt with that kind of a thing before, telling somebody they can let go. It's just and saying she didn't want to leave them. It was of course she wouldn't want to leave them. She cared for, again, they were a loving family. They cared for each other, and she didn't like. I was partially worried that she was gonna blame Bruno because it was kind of his fault, that she was feeling that pain. I mean, I don't know how much pain she was feeling before, but I feel like it was worse at this point, especially since it caused her to blow up. I don't think she would have before, but it was, she was just saying, you can't fix this, you can't save me, but she wasn't just like, you did this. It was like, you need to stop. You need her. Basically, she also wanted to get away so that she wouldn't hurt them, but she didn't. She was, she was probably still trying to get control of it, but she wanted to get away. In the case that, because pretty sure she accidentally obliterated that guy. I don't think she meant to do it on purpose. But he's gone. But yeah, it was, man, I hated. It was all good. It was all good. It was all great. It was just the episode fantastic. But man, sometimes I wish they had pulled the punches a little bit. Just part of me, tiny, wants it. Just a tiny bit, maybe. Give me a break, please. But we did address it a little bit. Both in the beginning and the end, and a little bit in the end with Kyle knowing that Clark's Superman. It was so funny and kind of cute. It was Kyle was so giddy. He's like, "Oh my God, you're Superman." It didn't make sense, You're a lanky dude, and pantsed him. God, Kyle was such a jerk. And you kind of got that when they were first kind of interacting a bit, in the first season when we first met them. I wasn't a fan of Kyle, but now he's one of the one of our characters that I love. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to him, and it's great seeing how far he's come as well. Even going to sharing his mistakes with Sarah to get her through. There's a lot to go in that, so I'll go to that in a little bit. But yeah, it was just so funny seeing him just kind of almost fanboying over Clark of all things. I was like, hey, thanks for not laser visioning me with frying me with laser vision when I pantsed you, all that stuff. And then he's like, just keep this a secret. He's sure thing, Superman. And it's Kent's fine. But I'm pretty sure he'll treat him like normal. Maybe there'll be moments where he's just kind of still excited. And then there was the point where I'm glad he wasn't upset with Clark of not telling him. The thing with Chrissy, I do think he might have exaggerated a tiny bit, but she did there could have been another way, than basically make him think he was crazy or stupid. And the way he said that, she was like, there was no, I had no other choice. Again, there were other ways that she could have gone about it. She could have, made it seem like she would look into it, and then maybe, there wasn't any, and, as she was doing this, it hit a dead end or something, and she couldn't find any information, anything linking to somebody or whatever. But not completely just shutting him down. That was kind of one made thing a little more suspicious. And just, it was a little unnecessary. Again, there's ways of making it seem like you're going for it, and then and then maybe show that you're also frustrated that you hit a dead end or something like that, But yeah, both him and Lana, I feel like they should talk that too, but because it wasn't just Chrissy. But there were more important things at the time, so I'm glad. I also, again, love that, when she shows up, it's hey, I'm worried about Sarah, or she's, I forgot what exactly Lana had said at the point, but it's yeah, that what happens when you have a DUI, and she's look, there's something wrong, I'm worried, and he's oh, okay, tell me what's going on, immediately it's okay, something, you're worried, okay, all right, go on, I'm listening, I'm sorry, and then, yeah, they were both worried, but Lana, well, obviously since Lana was there, she was worried that Sarah was going down, and she probably would have been, if they didn't take the steps that they did take, that she would be going down the avenue she had, or the route she did. But I don't know why it mattered if I changed the word. Anyway, when she almost kill herself. I'm pretty sure like she overdosed or she took a lot of meds. I think, or I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure she had attempted to like in the background of season, like before season 1 started, basically. So, but I like that whenever they had, we're talking to her in the diner, she didn't like buck. Which I mean, I would have gotten that she was like, it wouldn't seem like just the writing. It would seem kind of realistic. Like whenever someone kind of gets, I'm worried about you. It's like, oh God, it's whatever. But she was like, yeah, I'm worried about myself too. She knew that, she's gone down. She's felt this way before, where she feels like she's ruining everything and everything's falling apart. And I felt so bad for her. Like Jordan, at that moment, I felt. Look, I know he's hurt, but I don't know. It's rough. I feel like he definitely shouldn't have said that. Maybe hopefully he'll work it out and apologize for what he had said. But we'll see what happens. But again, like they talked through it in Kyle, I mentioned, he dealt with depression and he dealt with it through alcohol, and that he needed a purpose, and it would help Sarah to have one. And while this isn't, getting a job isn't necessarily like, oh, I found my calling, but it'll, help put you in like the mindset or the direction, at the very least give you something to like work on, and you're not just kind of like stewing in your depression. You have something to kind of I had that word earlier, to occupy your thoughts and just, you're active. But again, it also kind of puts you in the mindset of, looking for something you actually want to do, something that, that would, that you're passionate about. So I just like, he even said like baby steps. So I just kind of like their whole family dynamic, and like how much, again, just how much everybody, like it seems like all of their families care about each other. Like, Lana and Kyle care about their kids so much. The Kents obviously care about their family, and then we got the Mannheims, we got the Irons. Just all the families just being strong family dynamic. And even the Mannheims, like the bad, even though Mateo, again, not a bad guy, but just all that, like this show is just, this superhero show is just like a family drama show, but really well done. I know there are some, but I'm just saying, it's, a lot of people know that while this is a superhero show, it's not always focused on, it's usually not focused on like the punch explosion. Granted, we did get some, not the punch part, but the kind of like sort of implosion stuff in this episode. And it seems like we're going to be going into a little bit more of that in the coming episodes. So again, really curious about how that's going to be going. Just a small thing I thought was just so funny. It was just Clark. I mean, he knows full well now, anyway, that people aren't there. I think that people don't go to Bazumbas, is what it's called, for the wings or for the food, but then whenever Lana was talking about basically her mouth's on fire, and he's like, you see, it is known for the wings. People do go for the wings. The wings. Just like, yes, of course, Clark. That's exactly why they go to this, not Hooters. You just so. I mean, like, he's not, but he's also like, he is so innocent sometimes, in a way, and it's just adorable. I don't understand. Like, Kyle Hecklin just pulls it off. Like, I don't know, because it's so weird. Because I mean, I'd seen him in Teen Wolf, playing a like edgy dude, and it's just so different seeing him play this character who's like not super serious. Like, he's serious when he needs to be, but he's not like edgy, just out of high school guy. And I do like seeing Goofy Clark come in still. I mean, I know that they don't show it as often. I hope that they kind of can sprinkle it in a little more in these last 2 episodes, just because it'd be nice to see like something a little more, just happy and silly, for a little bit because of considering everything that they've had to go through. And I know Lois is going to be going through a lot still, like especially in the recovery and like the feeling how she feels about herself physically and everything. So there's going to be a lot of that in the recovery. So like just sprinkling a little bit of Clark's goofiness, and then obviously their banter, which is they're just the cutest couple, still, especially now that we're going to be dealing with apparently Bizarro. I don't know for how long. And somewhere Lex is going to be in the mix, considering that, Mannheim's coming clean. So we got Lex and Bizarro. Not a great mix. But anyway, guys, that is it for this week's episode of Superman and Lois. We are coming close to the end. We just have 2 more episodes. Next week's the penultimate. Pretty sure they're not going to go on a break before the penultimate. So we'll see you back soon. If you want to stick around for that, hit the subscribe button to be alerted whenever that comes out. 2 more episodes. Jesus.